Alright everyone, how are you doing? I'm Unholy, welcome back to Unholy Horror. This video is what I bought this month, September 2021. It has been 1 year, 12 months since I did my first what I bought this month in the exact same location. I kind of have moved from doing my videos downstairs to upstairs because they're easier to do. And yeah, a year ago I decided, you know what, I'm just going to show the internet what I buy horror wise. My first video was September 2020, September 2021. And unlike that video, I've got 8 films I've bought this month. And here's the thing, 4 of them are DVDs. Other 4 are Blu-rays. Without further ado, let's get into it. I'll start with the Blu-rays first. First up, we've got Daybreakers. This one, if I had £1 for every time I seen this trailer on a different horror film, I'd be rich. And so I got the Blu-rays from Music Magpie. 4 for £8, I think was the deal. And I just bought a bunch that I'd heard of, but hadn't really bothered to buy. And Daybreakers has been a vampire film that I've really wanted to see. And I wasn't disappointed. It's good. I like it. I can see why some people might not like it. But I mean, my voice nearly went there. I can see why some people may not like it, but it's a good story. It's got a good cast. And yeah. After seeing the trailer about 100 times, well, more than 100, and seeing where all the dialogue comes from, yeah, I would recommend it. It's really good. Next up is a horror comedy, Warm Bodies. Not so much as seen the trailer a load of times. I've seen the trailer a few times, and I remember reading on Wikipedia, I think when the film came out, what it's for, and yeah, like I say, it's one of those films I'd seen the trailer for, and I just, curiosity got the better of us. I like the story. Apparently it's based on a book, and I really want to buy the book so I can see the source material. I like this version of zombies because you don't really get a story from a zombie's point of view. And it's interesting that the zombies can be brought back to life with memories and with love. Just something you don't think about, like, when you're killing a zombie, you're killing someone with a life. Yeah, it's mad. I liked it though. Next up, we have a film I used to have on DVD until I sold it a few years back. And on Music Magpie, I seen it on me in the offer section. 4 Blu-rays for £8. Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter. Okay, what can I say about this that hasn't already been said by the critics? It's based on a spoof autobiography. There's a name for the genre of like basing a book that already exists, taken a subject that already exists and adding horror elements. They did it with Pride and Prejudice and zombies. And this is based on a book that was meant to be Abraham Lincoln's diary, but adding the fact that he hunted vampires in. And I like it. Does the story have issues? Yes it does. I don't like the jump from young Abraham to old Abraham. The Civil War aspect is interesting. The pace does have some issues of back and forth and everything. But hey, dull everything away. It's interesting. Well, the CGI on the horses is a bit... But yeah, it's acceptable to watch, I think. It's not a film you look at and think, shoot me now. It's a film you look at and think, ooh, pretty decent. Not good. Not Academy Award winning. But okay. Acceptable. And yeah, that's what falls under. Acceptable. It's good. I like it. That's why I got it again. And the last Blu-ray I bought is The Apparition. The Apparition. Now, I haven't seen this one yet. Unfortunately, I haven't got to see this one yet. But I really like it. And for all you Marvel fans, it's got Sebastian Stan in it. And it's basically about a theory that paranormal activity only exists because humans believe in it. As if we create spirits on the fact that we think they are alive. I mean, not alive, but you know what I mean, real, as if they're real. And it basically on an experiment where they try to prove that humans create them by the mind, and things go wrong. And it's got Tom Felton. So Harry Potter fans can have a good... I was going to say eye candy, but I don't know what he does in this film. But yeah, I've read good things about it. I just hope that it lives up to what I think it is. But yeah, can't wait to watch this one. And that's the last of the Blu-rays. On to the DVDs I bought this month. Which one should I start off with? I'll start off with the one I watched today, like literally a few hours ago. Unholy. The Thornton Heath Poltergeist. You know what I don't like about this? It says based on true events. I googled it. I searched the internet. I can't find anything that links this film to a true story. That's why I don't really like seeing a film. If I see a film that says based on true events or based on a true story, I will research it in the basis of, is it actually based on true events? Will judge how I see the film. In this one, the story is, the idea is good. Married couple move into a house is haunted, bad stuff happens. I'll tell you something I do like is they don't shy away from showing like the spirit, if you want to call it that. Because even from the very start, at the first few minutes, you see like a shadow figure walking when, realistically, that's only for the audience. That's not a character seeing it. there's the real estate agent and the man and the wife upstairs looking around, and the camera just cuts to the stairs and shows the bottom of the stairs, and you see a shadow figure move, and that's only for our audience benefit, because there's normally be a character watching it. And that's what I like when they're shot early on. They don't build up to it. Well, they do build up to it, but like showing you this is what you're in for. They do build up to something big. The special effects, especially on what's meant to be the demon girl, aren't that good. They're just not that good. Some of the acting is questionable, I will say that. The sound design, the music, I like the music, but I think the people doing the special, like the SFX, they could have added a bit more into the action, the chaos scenes, because like, you know, when you've got stuff flying off the wall and falling off the wall, you don't just want to hear creak, creak, creak. You want to hear bang, creak, smash. You want to feel it. You know, you want that energy. And unfortunately, that doesn't go. Like, it's obviously a low budget film, so I have to give it that props of they probably didn't have the money to do that. And yeah, I get it. You know, I get that. I'm not going to say this film is terrible because it's low budget, and it's like, no, it's low budget, so you have to take in you have to take in what they give you with a pinch of salt, knowing they didn't have a big budget. So for the budget it had, it's okay. Will I watch it again in any time? No, I'm not going to watch it any time soon, but I probably will watch it in about a year or so, maybe. There's a scene at the end which really just like, it's like, oh come on. Like, I give it hope all the way through, but like in the last like 10 minutes there's a scene that's meant to be her getting dragged underneath the house, outside in the pavement, and it's just, they've clearly painted some polystyrene, like the white stuff, as a path for this figure to pop out the ground, but when it pops out the ground you can just see the white. They've never painted all of it, you can just see the white back, because it's there, because he's been punched up, and it's just white polystyrene, and it's like, oh god. It's like, come on, have some effort. In the hole, you can clearly see the tarpaulin that's holding liquid, and you can see the crinkles in it. And you see that, like her in the hole, which is clearly waist deep or something. And them pretending to pull, that's like a 5 minute shot. That let it down at the end, I will say that let it down. And I might be being too critical here, but like, come on. You know, if you're going to do something for set design, at least make sure something's painted fully and is a bit realistic, and try and hide the tarpaulin. But yeah, what can I say? I'll let it down. Next up, well, to be fair, the next 3 films are all franchise films. We've got a Friday the 13th, a Halloween, and a Texas Chainsaw Massacre film, which I'll start off with. It is the latest in the franchise for Texas Chainsaw, and it was released on Netflix, I think, back in 2017. It's Leatherface. This is meant to be a prequel to the original. So it shows how young Leatherface kind of became Leatherface. even though the person we think is Leatherface isn't Leatherface. What can I say? I haven't seen it. I've seen the kill count. And I know there's Hodo, Game of Thrones fans, young Hodo. In the flashback that makes him, he's in it, and everybody, he's towering over everyone. And if you've seen Texas Chainsaw, Leatherface is a big, bulky person. And everybody, obviously your mind's going to think, well, obviously he's going to be Leatherface, and no, he's not. Spoiler alert, he's not. It looks good. The action looks good. The acting looks good. And I can't wait to buy more Texas Chainsaw Massacre films, because they really do look good. I've said look good a bit too much, haven't I? Yeah. Though to be fair, the timeline of Texas Chainsaw is all over the place. So yeah. Is it bad I bought the last one first? No. Just buy them whatever order you want. Next up, we've got Friday the 13th, Part 5, A New Beginning. This is the 5th film in the, obviously, Part 5. I'm building my collection up of Friday the 13th, and this is, well, it's not the worst one. I would say the worst one in the franchise is Jason Takes Manhattan. But this one is, I've heard it be called the Halloween 3 of the Friday the 13th series, because it doesn't have Jason. You see, in Part 4, the final chapter, they killed him. If you've seen it, they massacred Jason. Head smashed in, dead. But because that one did good at the box office, they needed another film, and they were like, okay, well, what do we do? And so they decided, how about we use a different killer who dresses like Jason, but it's not Jason. Tommy Jarvis returns, obviously played by a different actor. If I can see, it's the second actor to play Tommy Jarvis. I've seen this one a few years back. I like the story, but there's some elements where it's kind of trying to be meta in a sense. Spoiler alert, just for this bit, like when I think it's the sheriff, makes some comment of, I'd like to get my hands on whoever did this, and Roy Burns, who, spoiler alert, is actually the killer, is like, you talking to me, Chief? And it's like, no, Roy, I'm not. It's like, obviously, they give who the killer is too early in this movie. Like, the looks Roy Byrne gives and everything, and it's like, well, obviously he's going to be the killer. It's sleazy. The sex scenes as well, especially, if you can see her. She's nude, fully, almost, for, I want to say, 2 minutes straight. And, yeah, turns out the director started off in porn. And you can't tell when it comes to these nude scenes. You can't tell he had experience. And the kid, let's just say a white man wrote the script. Because that kid talks like every single black character. Well, black teenager in the 50s and 60s. Like, the dialogue's so cliche. And last is Halloween, the I wouldn't say Halloween 6. It's just Halloween, The Curse of Michael Myers. It's technically the 6th film in the Halloween series. My collections, my series are building up on the... I've got 5 Friday the 13th and 6 Halloween films. So this one... okay, like at a certain point, the Halloween films just get muddled in your brain. So we've done the Danielle Harris films. We've done these. Is this Michigan's birth? I think so. I think this is the one where Danielle Harris's character gives birth to a baby, and this is where like Michael Myers is all about a cult. Like you've got that mysterious man with the tattoo who it's meant to be Jason. Michael Myers was some kind of cult god or something. It's confusing. Yeah, it's weird. Although to be fair, just like the Friday the 13th series, as Halloween goes on, it gets weird. So, anyway, that's what I bought this month for September 2021. And expect my rundown of my horror collection any day now. So anyway guys, that's it for me. Have a nice day.